Greetings. Welcome to Queen L LLC. This is Queen L. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's video is about Jupiter returns. Now, I know we all know about our solar return, which is when we have our birthday, and that occurs once a year. Also, you may or may not be familiar with a Saturn return. Saturn returns occur about every 26 to 29 and a half years or so. And these returns are essentially when the specific planetary body returns to the zodiac sign that it was in when we were born. We also have lunar returns, which occur most frequently, and those occur every month because the moon is transiting into new zodiac signs every couple of days. So you can pull your chart online for free or in an app. I definitely recommend an app is great for convenience and easy access via your mobile device, but I definitely recommend pulling your chart online from one of the free resources that are available. I like Astrology.com. It's just super easy. They have a lot of different tools. It can feel kind of overwhelming because it's so much information, but pulling the chart is super basic, and there are lots of symbols, but there are names of the planets next to the symbols, so it's pretty user friendly in my opinion. Now you can dive down into a rabbit hole with all of the information, and then there are books. There are a lot of resources out there. However, I am here for all of your questions and here to help you with all things astrology. So the Jupiter return is every 12 years. That means that you experience a Jupiter return or Jupiter returning to your the sign that Jupiter was in when you were born every 12 years. So that means at the age of 12, and this is approximate because there are different nuances such as retrogrades and just differences in the shapes of the orbits that will make it give or take, some months to a year even sometimes, depending on the planet. So definitely look up when the next time will be that Jupiter will be in the sign that it was in for you when you were born. But it's around every 12 years. So around the ages of 12, 24, 36, 48, and so on. And what's really great about a Jupiter return, Jupiter is our planet of not just luck, but abundance. And that is different for everyone. I've said it before, it depends on what you place value on in your life. And to be honest, looking at your natal chart, you'll see where Jupiter is in your chart, not just what sign it's in, but what house Jupiter is in. And that will give you a bit of insight. Sometimes it's insight. Sometimes it's a little Captain Obvious. It might be something that you've already done the soul searching. You know it about yourself. But sometimes it will really light a light bulb. And okay, now that explains why I feel the way that I feel about this, or why I don't really care much about this. So just a lot of insight. But you find what house Jupiter is in your natal chart, and that will give you extra insight into where you will see growth and abundance in your life. So when you have your Jupiter return, that is what you will see. So let's say you're reflecting, you're looking back. Obviously, the age of 12 is a very formative time of our life. You're getting ready to enter adolescence. So the growth, the abundance will be a bit different, and it will look different throughout your life because of whatever you are dealing with as far as life experiences, whatever actual milestone is taking place during that time. But if you look at what house Jupiter is in your chart, so then you know what the focal point is for Jupiter in your life, and then you align that to what age you were when you had your previous Jupiter returns, it will give you some more information into saying, okay, the growth that I saw, for instance, for me, at the age of 24, I had received a degree, an associate's degree. And that was a pivotal moment for me because I received a job offer just within, I want to say, weeks of obtaining my associate's degree. And that was my first entryway into what became a career in corporate America. And so, no longer in corporate America, but that was a pivotal moment for me at that time. And, you know, it's like when you're in it, you're not necessarily understanding, oh, that's because I'm experiencing, you know, my Jupiter return. But looking back, it makes a lot of sense. Okay. But I will say that the good thing is it's kind of one of those things where once you know, now you know. So now that you know that this is something that exists, Jupiter return, the Saturn return, which I'll link my Saturn video that I posted about a week or so ago above to talk about the Saturn returns as well. But once you know what all of those different returns represent in your life, and there are returns for all of the planets, it's just that really beyond Jupiter, the planets after Jupiter in our solar system have such long and lengthy orbits around the sun that it's just highly unlikely that you will see during your lifetime that planet returning to the sign it was in when you were born. So, you know, but the Jupiter return though, so it's, and actually, so Jupiter, Saturn. So after Saturn, I will say. But yeah, so it's definitely something to look into. Another thing is when you are looking ahead to an upcoming Jupiter return, you know that focal point, that house that Jupiter is aligned to. But it's important to note that, okay, wow, that's the growth that I can see coming. That is the time of abundance in my life, the truly lucky time of my life. But it's important to also be mindful that it's also a time of tightening up with any type of gluttonous behavior, any type of overextending yourself financially, of indulging a lot. It's just a time to be mindful of that as well, because things will come so easily as far as that growth and abundance goes that, hey, I mean, it's part of it is like, yes, enjoy, the abundance, but also use discernment. Okay. So that is all I have to say for that one. This one was a quick one. I will be in touch. Like I said in my last video for this week in astrology for July 1st through 7th, I will be making my true node retrograde in Taurus, which will end up being in Aries as well later this month. I will be posting that video later on this week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining me today. Peace. Ashe.